All right, and joining us now here on the SC6, Dak Prescott, brought to you courtesy of NFL Direct TV Sunday Ticket. Dak, you guys have a pretty interesting preseason game this weekend against the Raiders. What are you hoping to accomplish? What are you hoping to get out of that game for yourself personally?
Yeah, I mean, just to get in a good groove, get in a rhythm. Plan on playing, obviously, the most that I've played in this preseason. Hopefully, at least get a half in and maybe a little bit more. But just to get in rhythm with the receivers, with the protection, make sure we're all communicating and on the same page. So we've got some momentum heading into week one.
Well, I think for you, you mean maintain a good rhythm because you've been on fire for whatever it's worth in preseason, looking really good so far, particularly when it comes to throwing the deep ball. Your offensive coordinator, Scott Linehan, talked about how much better you've gotten at that. What did you do in particular this offseason to get better at throwing the deep ball?
Yeah, just worked on that. I think the deep ball is something that comes with the chemistry of your receiver. You kind of have to get to know his speed, get to know how much air you can put under a ball for him to run under it. And it's allowed me to do that with Terrence Williams and Dez Bryant and Cole Beasley and all of other great receivers. So it's just about continuously working on that.
Well, obviously, you're in a different position this year, getting all the starters reps as opposed to being a backup this time last year. You came in stronger, you came in faster, better command of the offense, and yet, speaking of chemistry with receivers, you said yourself that Dez Bryant, in your opinion, is the most improved player from last year to this year. Why?
He's healthy. I don't know how healthy he was when I got here last year, but what I've seen from him this year to now, it's completely different. He's always ready to go. He's one of the probably the fastest looking guys out there right now, and everyone knows he's a freak of an athlete. So just to be able to throw him those balls and just continue to work on our chemistry, it's been fun, and I just see a different, healthy Dez Bryant.
Besides just reps and working more together, what else have you done to develop a better rapport with Dez in particular?
I mean, that's the main thing. I mean, me and Dez have always been tight since I've been here. We've been good friends, so that the whole relationship between me and him, that's great. So it's about just continuing to get on the field and making sure we're talking about what's going on and taking it to the film room and looking at how cornerback covered him, so we can be thinking the same thing when the ball's in the air.
Yeah, you talked about what you want to get out of this game with the Raiders. One of those things I think the rest of us will get to see is the Cowboys team. I think we saw much of last season since Ezekiel Elliott is expected to get some reps. What are you hoping to see from Zeke, or what will that do for your offense to have him getting some reps, even though he faces or will be suspended for 6 games? What can you guys learn from what you'll do with him in the lineup against the Raiders?
Yeah, I hope everyone just gets to see what we've been seeing at training camp. He looks amazing as he always does. He's faster, he's better, and so just to get out there and get that offense going with Zeke, knowing that we'll probably miss him for a couple of games, will be important for all of us. Just to make sure he's in there with that chemistry that I was talking about, and getting in that groove and getting in that rhythm, and him with the communication and protections of the offensive line is important as well.
You say he's faster?
He is. I think so. I mean, he's taking care of his body this offseason, and he's done a good job of just coming in, and he's hitting the holes, and when he gets a lane at practice, he's out of there.
Even though Zeke is appealing his 6-game suspension, give us an idea of what he's been like in camp after that suspension was handed down. What's his attitude and demeanor been like?
It's been good. I mean, I think he understands. I know he understands the situation and what's happened, and he's just doing the best he can with what he's got, and he's definitely moving forward, being positive, and so he's been good.
Now, what kind of personal conversations have you had with Zeke about his situation?
Uh,
I mean, I've had a few, but they're personal for a reason.
Fair enough.
Yeah,
now,
I walked right into that one.
Yeah, that was kind of that was a little out route for him. He hit that right on target. But no, listen. Obviously, you have all the confidence in the world, and Darren McFadden and Alfred Morris and Rod Smith in your offensive line. And I know you just want to win games. It's just about the result for you. You're not trying to do too much. But that said, just as a competitor, how much of you is embracing the challenge of carrying more of the offensive load, really stepping up in Zeke's absence if he is, in fact, suspended for that first 6?
Yeah, I mean, as you said, it's just being a competitor. I know not only me, but the receivers and those running backs as well. It's being a competitor of knowing whatever opportunity I've given, if it means throw the ball more, I'm happy to do that. So just taking whatever the coaches give me and making the most out of it.
Scary thought. Best rookie season by a quarterback in NFL history, and you might have come back better. Dak Prescott here for DirecTV NFL Sunday Ticket. Thanks for joining the Six, man.
Yep, thank you for having me on.